Oh, and there we go. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Good night, everybody. Welcome, everybody, to the Prancing Pony Podcast Place. Thank you for joining me Tuesday night. Looking forward to a stream this evening. Lots of you out there. I hope you're enjoying the week so far. As usual, this is a great time to drop any questions in the chat. Let me know what you want to talk about. Any Middle Earth things coming up. I think some of you would have gotten to go see Fellowship of the Ring, or maybe all three of the movies this last weekend. But yeah. So I hope you all are doing some fun things. I did not get to go see them because I'm going to be traveling here soon a little bit. So I'm going to be too busy to go do that this weekend. Instead, I spent over 2 hours today recording an episode about Galadriel and Celeborn, and I still didn't get through all the bullet points. So when you get to episode 402, know that I'd originally had a longer outline. So got to see all three for the first time. Good for you, Hassel. It's really, seeing them on the big screen. In a way, I'm gonna make the comparison. It's not the same, but it's a close analogy. You know how I always say that it's a better experience to read The Lord of the Rings aloud. Always is. That's actually true of just about everything Tolkien. It's amazing the kind of musicality that we get with his words being spoken aloud. But I would also say that when it comes to the Jackson films, seeing them on the big screen in a proper movie theater makes all the difference. So, Nate, wow, debating whether you do the Hobbit films or Rings of Power next. How about Lord of the Rings Online? Or War of the Rohirrim, maybe. I don't know. Maybe the first of the Hobbit films, then just pretend it's over. How's that? Katie, thank you for the advice. It is going to actually go to the next episode. I can't skip content of the book and put that in a P5, but I will. Just the good news is, if that's 402, then 403 is 20% written. So, yeah. Oh, the collector's map popcorn bucket. Very cool. Very cool. I've seen many pictures of that. I am absolutely impressed by that. So much better than the awful thing they came out with when Dune came into the movie theaters, or Dune 2, whichever one it was, that really was unfortunately designed. Don't Google it. Like I said, Katie, just trust me on this. Nate, yeah. Yeah. So, actually, the problem was someone who had never been in the gutter designed that, because anybody whose mind had ever been even in the remote proximity of the gutter would have been like, oh, hell no, I'm not doing that. But yeah, that was good. No, really, really cool tin. I'm not much for movie memorabilia, like movie theater memorabilia, like posters and things and popcorn cups. But that one, I would have liked to have gotten one. Um, yeah, all good stuff. So, any questions? Tolkien related, Middle Earth related, Lord of the Rings Online. I don't know. We're in Formula One launch season. All the teams are starting to drop their car reveals, so you could ask questions about that too. Is that a square on the bingo card, or does it only count if I talk about the moving competitively? Like if I talk about the livery, does that count? Who won the bingo last time? Dan, see, there we go. Apparently, Racing Talk is on the bingo card. I don't know how I would have known that. I got to get myself one of those bingo cards. There it is. But if I look at that, then I will be knowing what's there. I can't do that. So I'll refrain from looking. So talks about racing. Thank you, Hassel. I didn't talk about racing, did I? I just said they're dropping the reveals of the car. Now, if I had talked about a race, anyway, Oh, I am looking forward actually. So I'm going to talk about racing. I am looking forward to the new season. I think it'll be an absolute disaster for my favorite team, Red Bull, because they are going into the first year as an engine manufacturer. They'd worked with Honda for years after working with a terrible Renault engine, and the Honda engine got them to success. And then Honda said, "Oh, we're going to leave Formula One." So Red Bull's like, "Well, I guess we'll become an engine developer." They partnered with Ford, and then Honda the next year says, "I think we're going to come back," and they partner with Aston Martin because it was too late by that point, right? Red Bull had signed with Ford, so Ford's not designing the engine; it's a Red Bull powertrains motor, but Ford has some engineering folks that will help. But yeah, yeah, that's fair. That's a digression. I think that's fair. I will allow that. I'll allow that. Um, so yeah, I'm looking forward to it because it's all new engines, all new rules for the car design. So they're no longer ground effect cars. Um, they are a little bit shorter, a little bit narrower, a little bit lighter. More power comes from the battery. They'll have active aerodynamics, which is really cool. So yeah, it's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to it. Um, the bingo card is ran. We have more than required squares, so there'll be stuff hidden. Oh, hassle. Okay. I love it. Well, Katie, I hate to tell you, but if Checo's on your list of guys to cheer for, you're going to have to hope. Most days he's going to be 21st or 22nd. He's driving a Cadillac, brand new team to the Formula One grid. They are not going to do well at all. I'll be surprised, honestly, if the team scores a point in the entire season. Don't get me wrong, I love Checo. He was great with Red Bull, and it was a shame that he couldn't do a little better there. But um, well, you're gonna have to be in for the long haul if you're a Cadillac fan. New teams do not historically do well. Anyway, that's a digression, and that's definitely talking about racing. So there's your couple of boxes on your bingo card checked. A lot of fun. So of course, some are totally out of my control. Like if I lose the stream, I can't control that. So Hassel, the good thing about Formula One is you can have multiple drivers and teams. Like I've been a Max fan since before he was champ. I was a Max fan in 2018, 2019, and I'm still a Max fan. I'll be a Max fan even if he goes to Mercedes. That might be the hardest one though, because I really don't like Toto Wolff very much. Um, but like, I'm still always going to cheer for. Like, I always want Ferrari to be competitive. I like McLaren, right? I like Andrea Stella. I like Lando Norris, and kind of like Oscar Piastri. I'm not quite sure though. I think he might be a serial killer. He's got this stone cold like bodies under his patio sort of attitude. But yeah, it's going to be tough. See, that's the thing about not liking Toto and not liking the Mercedes monolith. It's like when a Raider, when the Raiders get a guy from the Broncos or the Chiefs, and you're like, I don't know if I can like you. Like Bill Romanowski back in the day came from Denver over to the Raiders for a couple of years, and I'm like, I don't think I can root for this guy. So, yeah, Lando Norris, world champ, actually, Dan of the Rings. Yeah, current world champ after Max's 4 in a row. So, great kid. All right, I'm going to move off of that. I'm waiting for somebody to say potato in the chat, but they don't need to here. I'm going to move off of that. Any Tolkien related questions at all? At all? I mean, anything. Or am I just going to talk Formula One before I get into LotRO? Oh, excuse me. I'm so sorry. Whew. Hassle. There's a part of me that thinks that, well, if I was GM, if I was the Raiders GM, we wouldn't be where we are. But it's a tough one. I absolutely love Mendoza. I think that kid is ready for the NFL. I think he's going to be a great quarterback. Problem is, if he goes to the Raiders, he's going to get sacked like 6 times a game because we got an offensive line made of like cheesecloth. So part of me thinks they ought to trade him for every pick they can, like trade that number one for 2 firsts, a second, a third, and a first next year. So they walk out of this draft with 6 picks in the top 100. If they do that, then maybe, just maybe, they can bring in a free agent quarterback and do all right. But honestly, I'm not going to complain if they draft Mendoza. That kid is awesome. I just hope they get a veteran quarterback as a free agent so he doesn't have to start right away, because I'm afraid in that environment he'll get wrecked. Dan of the Rings, deciding which History of Middle Earth book to start. Well, it really depends on what you're passionate about in the Legendarium. If you are a big elf fan, First Age, Ancient Stories, Fall of Gondolin, then by all means, I would say start with the Book of Lost Tales. I would say that if you're interested in a lot of deep dives into extra lore, read some of the newer ones. Not newer, I mean, none of them are very new, but read like Morgoth's Ring and People of Middle Earth. If you are interested in the Lord of the Rings and the history of the Lord of the Rings, start there. But yeah, really anything. You can't go wrong. What's next to Gandalf's pipe on my shelf? Oh, that's Meduseld right over here. Yeah, that's Meduseld. Elizabeth, who do you want to see have their own show from the Legendary? Gardening with Sam or Nature Show with Radagast? I like that. Gardening with Sam's a good one. I could see that being a nice one. I'm trying to think who would be really artistic, and you could do like a Bob Ross show with somebody, from the Fellowship. Maybe like what's that guy's name? Bear, whatever it is, like an adventure guy, but with Aragorn. That would be a good show. But yeah, next to Gandalf's pipe, Meduseld. Radagast content would be most welcome. Radagast. I could, maybe Radagast home decorating. It's a good question. Yeah, well, Dan, were you? I don't know that you were on. You were following the channel when we were in the earlier stages of LotRO, where we actually got to interact with Radagast back in the Lone Lands. That was really cool. Poetry Hour with Tom. Yeah. Read Morgoth's Ring. Katie, I don't disagree with your advice. Morgoth's Ring is a great place to start. I mean, just some of the coolest bits of detail are in there. I spent a lot of time in that myself. I mean, heck, that's where there's so much there. There's just so much there. Now, though, I have to remind myself, what exactly is there other than Tal Elmar, which I just finished doing 4 episodes on? Peoples of Middle Earth. Oh, yeah. My goodness. So not only do you get a breakdown on the prologue and the appendices, which is great, the history of the Akadabeth, the Tale of Years of the Second Age, all of that. You get of Dwarves and Men, which has a lot to do with the origins of men. You have a lot of language stuff there. You get the Shibboleth of Feanor. And then you get some stuff on Círdan. You get the New Shadow. You get Tal Elmar. There's just so much good stuff in Peoples of Middle Earth. Lindir, Gildor, Farmer Maggot, Beregond, Hama, Gleowina, and Fredegar Bolger. What would that show be about, Katie? Anything with Finrod. Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't say Glorfindel, frankly. Oh, I see. Threads are Major Morgoth's Ring. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of really cool details in Morgoth's Ring. Yep. Oh, wait. What was that show? Okay. Now I'm terrible with actor names. Katie, you'll help me out here. Obi-Wan, young Obi-Wan, not Alec Guinness Obi-Wan. The actor who plays him, Ewan McGregor, however you pronounce his name. He did a show with another guy, but I can't remember who, where they were on motorcycles riding around like Scotland or something like that. It was like an adventure show. And I can think of Tuor and Varanwe doing a show like that. That would be fantastic. Yeah, Varanwe is great. Did I miss that? That was the joke, or was I? Oh, Merry and Pippin going around trying the foods. That would be funny. Lots of good stuff. All right. Well, I think it's probably time to get into the game, isn't it? And see where we are. Thankfully, we're not prisoners in Isengard anymore. That's a good thing. So let me go ahead and bring up that camera. Dan, I agree. The Tour and Varanwe bit is in the Fall of Gondolin is just fantastic. If you have not had a chance to listen to those on or to watch those or listen to those on today's Tolkien Times, please do. Those would have been of Turin is coming to Gondolin. I think I did those. I have to unhide these rows to see. Of Turin is coming to Gondolin, I began in week 82, and that took 19 parts. Took me all the way through November. Week 82 all the way through week 100. But I'm still sort of going through all of that story because the idea was to use the Tuor story as a way to launch into Eärendil. All right. How is my computer doing, Nate? Thank you for asking. I think what happened. So what happened was that piece of software that runs the fans. It's called IQ from Corsair. I was running an outdated version of it, and my fans were just simply not spinning appropriately. I was only able to control one fan directly through the BIOS, and that's the CPU, which is got its own little built-in cooler. But all the case fans were not running, so it was simply overheating all the time. Ever since I uninstalled and reinstalled and set it up, I've not had a crash. And so it's working now. It's just wild. I think that's what it was. I tried several things at once, but I think that's what it was. Let's see what else. Young Glorfindel is an interest of Asphaleth. If I could bring an elf from Valinor to our world, who would I bring? What would I show them? I wouldn't show them much. I wouldn't show them AI. I don't know. I'd have to think about that one. But yeah, I didn't have to take it in, and that's a good thing. All right. Let me go ahead and bring that over. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the chat overlay. Now, I'll still be able to see the chat. But do please, Katie, let me know if anybody says anything that I need to see if I miss it in chat. And now it's time to put on the headphones. Okay. And thank you, Katie. Appreciate you. to NASCATs. To a water park. I'm imagining like, Glorfindel trying to go down a. Yeah, no, probably not going to happen. They might like, though, that endless wave thing, right? Where you just, yeah. All right. So we need to find the map table in Grimbold's camp, talk to Trimbold on the road north of the camp, and talk to Kinstan on the west bank of the Fords of Isen. So as you can see, those are right here in the camp, just outside the camp, a little bit to the north, and then scouting away is a separate mission where we're supposed to find a friend near Nan Kudanir. So let's go off and do this. I think I remember seeing the map table down here. There it is. The table is used by the Rohirrim to plan their strategy and movements. And look at that. It's got Isengard, and it's got the Gap of Rohan. This map and this map. I love it. It's very meta. All right. Now we're going to talk to Trimbold. Oh, wrong side. Okay. So on the other side of the camp, basically. Oh, it's the Fords of. Oh, man. Defeat the Houndmaster. I don't know what that is, but all right. So what's over there? Well, I guess we'll find out. This, of course, is the Fords of Ison. Matt and I covered these. Katie, I'll need you to look up the numbers, but Matt and I covered these last season and then had an amazing appearance with Dr. Brett Devereaux, who came in and helped us understand more about the logistics and how these battles would actually go.
Hello there. I'm Prince Theodred's Esquire.
You don't sound very excited about it. I help him with his armor and his steed and with anything else that needs doing. Right now, he has me bringing messages back and forth across the ford, getting the men on the other side organized for the defense of the bank. Someone has taken one of my bracers, and I think they've hidden it somewhere. It is their idea of a jest, I suppose. Nay, do not bother looking for it. It will turn up eventually. So, wow, the Fords of Ison. All right, so now we have to come back out here and go up the road. Imagine what these look like. Talking about the fords themselves. Yeah, the kind of gravel shoals and the little eyot in the middle of the stream. Oh, not here yet. Up a little bit more. Thank you, Nate. Yeah, it was really good to have Brett there. Really hoping to have him back on this season too. Thank you, Katie. Appreciate that. Yeah, really hoping that we can get him on. Oh, there's an orc up there. Can I kill you? Only if I can see you, right? Yeah, I'm going to kill you, orc. I love how he's going to take all this time to come around and find me. Just so I can kill him. Oh, quest. Okay. Trimbald. He's the guy I'm supposed to talk to. Theodred is indeed still alive. We're just before the battles of the Fords of Ison. I think those must just be tales after all. Trimbald looks at you curiously. Were you really imprisoned by Saruman? There have been some arguments among the men about it. You nod and tell him briefly of your stay within the ring of Isengard and of your escape. His face falls at your tale. How many Uruks did you say? By the Hammerhand, he does have an army. All right. So while we are out, we're going to go ahead and head up here and find the friend near Nan Kuranir. And then we'll also, on our way back, hit these two here, the Orc Camp and the Orc Cave, I should say, and the Houndmaster. Oh, Martin, hey, good to see you. Oh, boy. This is already looking pretty grim. Oh, and there's Orthanc. At 22 Moot, we had Verlin remotely, and then we had Corey and Mike Trout in person. Discovered the Pillar of the White Hand. I think our friend is over here. Ooh, we have a stable. Dagoras's camp.
Your aid is welcome, friend.
Well met again, Hilbern, and a wonder it is to see you after so long a road. Alas, many of my kinsmen have not made it this far. I've not heard from Bragiar since his start into the Gravenwood, and young Amarian failed to return from scouting shortly thereafter. I know not their fates. Yet I dare not dwell on such matters, though this journey has left me all but empty, for I have yet to complete my task. We find ourselves now before Nan Kuranir, and beyond in the Tower of Orthanc sits Saruman the traitor. Looking across the destruction wrought in this vale, it seems clear now that his wisdom has faded, to be replaced by madness. You should make yourself familiar with the land, my friend, for if we are to find our way to Isengard, we must learn its lay ere we are discovered. And he also has another one for me called Sentries of the White Hand. Defeat White Hand sentries. Okay. Now, I might have to come back for this one because I don't necessarily want to get involved in all the Isengard quests yet. So I'm going to port over to Theodred. Actually, why port? I have a stable master right here.
Welcome, my friend.
Thank you, Katie. Appreciate. Oh, by the way, that talk, that Verlin Flieger talk was breathtakingly good. The Scouring of Frodo may be one of the best talks I've ever heard.
I am devising a plan, and once all is ready, I want you to be a part of it.
I'm glad you have come. I would have welcomed any of your range of friends as well, but I understand that they have their own mission. I wish them well in it. Enough talk. It is time to strengthen my forces. They will have need of strength in the days to come.
We know that Sauron has a much larger
Force of Uruks than we do of men. Grimbold estimates that each one of us is worth at least 20 Uruks. But he is from Grimslade, and the men of that place are not known for their mastery of numbers. Wow, was that like a math dig on Grimslade? I fear he underestimates the savagery of Saruman's forces. And then there are the hostile Dunlending clans to consider. Athelard has gone to the Aot in the middle of the river to train some of the men. They have seen less combat than others, and they have much to learn if they are to be of help during a real battle. Go to him and help train these youths. We will, but before we do, we're going to try to do these other two. We're going to try to do the Orc Cave and the Dunlending Houndmaster. The northeast. Okay, so basically we're going to go up here and we're going to find our way into that cave. Only I would catch what? What did I catch? I mean, undoubtedly I'm good at catching things. Except for footballs. I always bounce off my head. The maths dig, yeah, that's fair. I'm thinking that the cave is up here, where the orcs were. There's the cave. Man, I forget how long my cooldown is on Heartseeker. That stinks. Katie will throw hands. I won't catch them. That's the problem. Discovered the pit of iron. So we know that Moria is black pit. So the Ia suffix must be pit. And we know that iron is ang. So is this Angia? Find the orc cave. Did I seriously not find it? I thought I found it. I mean, there it is. All right, maybe I have to explore some of it. Does seem a little odd. I mean, I have found it, right? Oh, to defeat bands that have crept in. Okay. Before it was non-Kuranir, it was sans Kuranir. I like that. Yeah, I thought the Pit of Despair as well. I didn't want to do that to my voice, frankly. That's really the only thing. All right. So I'm going to make him run away for a bit. There, now run away, and now I'll shoot you again. So let's get the lay of the land by looking. Wow. This is a much bigger place than I'm willing to spend time on. Certainly the ring was in this area. Oh, maybe I have to wait until I can come upon one of the slaves. And the quest will then advance to something else. No? This is odd. From whence they came. Find the Orc Cave in the northeast of the... Discovered the underworkings. Maybe I have to discover all of it. Let's talk about how much I don't like caves. I thought that said... Never mind. That says pit worm. Oh, a volatile goblin, as opposed to the stable kinds. Okay, I'm getting distinct vibes of I don't want to be here. It's almost like the mission didn't trigger. Like normally this would be the kind of thing where you get here, it triggers that you complete this one and then it gives you like 5 more. Free the slaves, kill X number of orcs, find, whatever. Katie, maybe you could do me a quick favor and load a wiki from whence they came and just tell me if this is the one, if I'm in the right space and if I've either maybe encountered a bugged quest or something like that. Because I don't mind. I mean, if it's bugged, I'll just get out of here and we'll try again some other time. It's not related to the epic, but thank you very much, Katie. I appreciate you doing that. Because it does have the feel of that, like... Stable Urukai. Oh, hold on. Maybe there's this Lunt the Overseer. Oh, man, he's a big one. I mean, he dies just as easily as the rest, but... The wiki entry doesn't help? Secret tunnel? There's a secret tunnel? So I have to find a secret tunnel in the cave. Okay, I'm thinking it's over here to the Eisenway. Singing from Avatar. Oh. Oh. All right. No, it's all right. No apologies needed. Just trying to figure out whether I need to just keep going or whether I need to port out of here. 66547. Oh. Yeah, that is the entry to the cave. In other words, where I went in was the entry. But it looks like it might be bugged. The fact that I'm not furthering any quest. All right, well, that's unfortunate. I'm going to go ahead and return to Grimbold's camp. Yeah, looking at the map, sure enough, that's where I went, and that's 86. Yep, that's exactly the place. So, oh well, I will remove that quest from my log. I will now go and try to defeat that Dunlending Houndmaster. I wonder if I should go this way first. Yeah, I should go this way first. Of course, if you're going to go find a Houndmaster, you got to kill the Warhounds. Well, I'll have to figure out why that didn't work. Like why my entry into that cave didn't trigger. I didn't cancel the quest. I just removed it from the quest log. So we can try again later, but it's just a little odd. Next time I spec my weapon, I want to look for something that cools down Heartseeker. All right. The grass is so tall, I can't see myself. All right, Dunlending Raider. We're basically going to follow this road up and around to the west. And then hopefully find the guy. Yeah, we can troubleshoot. It's no big deal. If it were an epic quest, obviously I'd have to figure out what's going on. But, it's just not that big a deal. Oh no, I can't complete a single side quest. I mean, some of the side quests are pretty important, so I guess maybe I should look into it at least, but it's not the end of the world. I really don't like shooting these cunning hunting hounds. This is sort of like, the breed is the problem instead of, just bad ownership. All right. He's up here somewhere. Defeat the Houndmaster. I shall not die at your hands, River Hobbit. Actually, I shall. Okay, I think he's going to be up here. There we go. Ho, 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 ho. I'll take out the hounds first. Interesting. He just stood there. For Saruman. You have defeated the Houndmaster. Now I get another. The message you found upon the Houndmaster speaks of a Rohirrim herald who is traveling to parley with the Dunlending Brenin. The Houndmaster has been instructed to waylay and kill the herald before he arrives at the meeting. His allies have already departed. Hunt down the herald, find the meeting place, and rescue the herald. Defend the herald of the... Okay, where is he? Okay. Oh, good. And he's near Forthbrand, so we want to head that way anyway and get that stable. Aha, down here somewhere. Huh, you must be in this little settlement. Deed bestowed. Explore the Eisendale. Uh-oh. That place is burning. Oh, it's just a campfire. We have a stable master.
Greetings, friend of the Rohirrim.
Hold on now. Oh, you know what? We should probably do some tasks. I wonder what tasks they've got. Let me open up my my task item carryall. Blotchy skins. We got to sort by alphabetical order. We don't have any blotchy skins. Do we have any decorative sword sheaths? We have 20 of those. Yeah, we could turn in those twice. As long as we don't have to go back to freaking Galtrev. Marked fur. We do not have any of those yet. Punctured shields. We have 64 of those. And speckled ears. We do not have those yet. All right. So we can take the decorative sword sheaths and the punctured shields and turn those in. Deliver those to the taskmaster at Fourth Brond, who's right here, conveniently enough.
Well met, my friend.
Welcome and well met.
Friend of the Rohirrim.
It should have been 2 tasks, but oh, okay, well. Decorative sword sheaths, punctured shields.
Your aid is welcome, friend.
All
welcome,
right.
my friend.
And punctured shields. Turn that
Welcome
in.
and well met, my friend. Your aid is welcome.
And
friend.
one more. All for some rep.
Welcome and well met, my friend.
Okay, so we're going to remove tracking that because it'll happen or it won't. In the meantime, though, my reputation has gone up a little bit with Theodred's Riders, right? I'm almost to the first step there. So to what's above neutral is friend above neutral, is there something acquaintances before friends? So yeah. All right, so I need to talk with Cadfrith, the Rohirrim captain, the Houndmaster.
Your aid is welcome, friend.
Defeat orc
Welcome.
grunts and orc guards. So that's going to be in. So let me go and reactivate that from whence they came, because that's clearly related to that. And then the hounds defeat various hound types. And Arduin.
Shadows lie along our path.
Find Cadthorn.
To dispel them at all cost.
You know, I'm lazy, so I'm going to go find Cadthorn with a mithril. Deliver Cadthorn's message. I was unexpectedly attacked by orcs and their ilk. They ambushed my party and stole a satchel that bore important messages for Fourth Brond. Many of my companions fell, and I barely escaped with my life. I was given word to bring to Grimbold and his captains. Theoden King has commanded that Isengard is to be called friend, and any reports to the contrary should come only from his son, Theodred. Of course, he's under the influence of Wormtongue. So we need to defeat goblins and collect belongings. And we need to collapse the cave entrance. So you can see those quests are over here in the Eisendale region. We'll come back to those. I think let's see. Yeah, let's, for now, remove those. And you can see that we go back over here and we've got the hounds, where we're going to kill the dogs, orcs in the Heathfells, which is up in that cave area. Oh, not quite the cave area, up near the cave. From whence they came is that little cave that I was in. The Herald of the Rohirrim is back in that direction, so I missed him. And then the ones up in Isengard. So let's go to Herald of the Rohirrim. Poor guy's waiting for me to defend him. Oh, your kind is not welcome here, Devodiad. Oh, wait a minute. How come I did not mean to attack another one? Nate won bingo. And was it because I finally spent some mithril? Oh, I'm getting hurt. It was because I used the mithril to go port to the guy, and he was like right near a bunch of them. So we are going to get this Skarn and then set it on Herald of the Rohirrim and head over there and save this guy. Duvodiad. Stranger, outsider. I'm not sure we're given a literal translation, but it's clear from context in all of these that I am not of their kind, that I am an outsider and do not belong. I aggroed 4 there, Katie. I didn't mean to because I used the mithril to port into that guy's little neighborhood instead of walking to him, because if I'd walked to him, I would have killed those guys in the first place. All right, so we want to hang a left here. And then go find this dude. Vindicated, whatever. You don't get to say you're vindicated. Somebody else has to say you are, and that hardly counts as vindication. It's not like I went into a bunch of those stinging flies that were all on level, by the way, and included signatures. And they're like, how many can I pull at once? I think you pulled like, what, 7 of them? You died. You died. It wasn't even close. I tried to come to your rescue after I killed 2. And you just keeled over and died. You like a challenge. By that, you mean you like being humiliated by mobs of flies. I love the ground cover here. The purple ground cover is pretty. You could take them. Then why did you die? Huh. Okay, so clearly... All right, fine. I'll just do the ankle thing. Ow. So this must be the guy who's about to get attacked, and we're going to defend him. And here's my guess. What is this? You are no wildman. What are you doing out here? I see. Well, we knew this was a danger when I agreed to parley with their chieftain. It was supposed to be a secret, but it seems there's little hope of that now. Wait, do you hear that? The baying of those accursed hounds. They've found us already. Oh, travel. Oh, it's an instance. So now I don't get to lay the trap.
Is bent upon killing him before he can parley with the Brenny of the other clans.
All right, well, fine. Let us show them the quality of our... Yeah, well... Below the horn of the Rohirrim? Well, where is it? Oh, here. Oh, he got shot. Okay. Well, I'm grateful for, well, this is bad. You are a fine river hobbit to stand by me in my final hour. Take my horn to the ford and let Grimble know I have fallen. Tell him I am sorry. The herald's voice trails off into labored breathing as he closes his eyes in pain and exhaustion. He does not speak again. The herald lies dead at last from a mortal arrow wound, and you rise from your death vigil. Gripping his horn, you determine to deliver it to Grimble to the fort of Eisen and tell him of the herald's fate. Okay. We've also still have to defeat one more cunning hound. And then I still want to head over towards the sentries or the orcs and the Heathfells. So let's head that way. I don't really need to get the vicious warhound. I need to get the cunning hunting hound. The gangster shrew. Well, we've got a little bit of a problem here. All right. So the hounds have been captured now or killed. Now we need to go. Yeah. Basically this way and then turn left so that we can kill some of the orc grunts and turn all these things in. What I don't get, though, is that I really did find that cave, and I don't understand why that quest is bugged. But that's okay. I'm going to go kill the orcs that are up there. That'll be good enough. The shrew godfather. Leave the gun. Take the cannoli. Turn 7th is a guy. Okay. All right, on. A Bab 5 character. I'm bringing Kosh. Jakar would be pretty cool, though. Kosh just isn't a great conversationalist, so Jakar. Plus, he would seriously kick some butt. The Narn are no joke. Oh, I don't need to kill defighters. I need to kill grunts and guards. A defighter. Where are the grunts? There's a grunt. Ooh, and it's a rich scar deposit this time. Oh, out of my line of sight.
I get 2 grunts for the price of 1.
Reminder about my tracker ability. That's right. I am a hunter. I am a hunter. I know how to hunt. I need 3 more orc grunts. So I'm going to track passage of foes and look for grunts. Orc grunt. He's close. Danger close. Oh, hey, there's 2 of them right here. And I can't use it again for a little minute. Or grunt. He's down here on the path. Ah! My ankles. Or no, he's not. He's up there. All right. Well, let's kill you anyway. Okay. So we're going to talk to Cadfrith about two things, about the hounds and about the orcs and the heath fellows.
Welcome and well met, my friend.
Title awarded, known to Theodred's riders. My reputation has changed. Now we need to, don't spend all 5 of those points in one place. We'll eventually talk to Grimbold. Let's go talk to Grimbold, and then we'll talk to Athelard. Before we do that, yeah, I'll leave from once they came up there, but I don't think I'm going to try to track that down. Grimbold. Yeah, none of these things are worth. Okay. Fastgil was a good and brave man. He knew it likely that any offer of the Dunlendings would be rife with treachery, but he took it upon himself to speak with them in hopes this war could be averted. Now he wants me to defeat Dunlending patrols. Okay. But let's go talk to... Oh, there's somebody else. I got to talk to Athelard on the Aot, but there's also a ring to pick up here from Dyrevon. Hilbern, well met. Or so I would say, were I not bound to a post. I came here to warn Theodred of Saruman's schemes, but I am afraid the wizard remains a step ahead of us. One of Grimbold's men produced a message from Edoras, ordering the detainment of any men of Dunedain descent. It seems that Isengard may have wormed its tendrils into the nobility, if I do not miss my guess. Now, as much as I enjoy the comforts of a cheery campfire and the good company of my guards, I do not suppose you could see fit to speak on my behalf with the camp commander. I suppose I might be able to free myself, but I would likely injure or kill some of Grimbold's men. I'd rather not give credence to Saruman's claims against us. I don't know. What do you say we go do some other things first and leave him tied up? Look, I'm not gonna shame him. It's whatever he likes. It's fine. Failure to communicate. What we have here is a failure to communicate. Aye, we detained him yesterday when he entered our camp and heralded. We are under new orders as regarding the Dunedain. Seems they have managed to cross the lords of Edoras in some manner. Come, let us speak more of this in private. One of these rangers came to our encampment yesterday. They are suspected of conspiring with the Dunlendings against Rohan. It seems there is someone in Edoras who does not like your ranger friends overmuch. I deem it likely that the request for their capture came from Isengard itself. Yet I see much to arouse my suspicions about Saruman's intentions. I have no wish to detain the ranger, but I have little choice in the matter. I can no longer afford to trust our treaties with Isengard, yet my orders are clear. But now that we come to it, I do have an idea.
What business have
My
you
hands are
with
bound with ties that no knife can cut. Only a sharp wit will suffice to break them. The man responsible for your friend's imprisonment is a soldier under my command, an overprivileged fool from a minor noble house of Edoras. It would not surprise me in the least if his family had unsavory dealings with Isengard, yet it happens that this man has volunteered to guard the prisoner today. I happen to know that this fellow is more fond of strong drink than is good for him. If he were to be swayed by such temptations during his watch, there is a danger that the ranger would slip away. That would be most unfortunate, as a dereliction of duty is a severe offense that carries a stiff punishment. In any case, I have little more to say on the matter. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Good day, Hilbern. All right. I'm just getting caught up here and see if there's anything. All right. Let's go down there and see what's going on. I'm going to talk to the quartermaster.
Your aid is welcome, friend.
So I need to go get ale casks. He also has another one called Strike Back, which we'll obviously be able to take care of when we defeat Dunlending patrols, right? So the Dunlending patrols are down there by the river after it turns west. And the Strike Back is also overlapping in that area. So we should have no problem there. Flagon Morale, however, is over that direction. So we need to go do that first. And let's take a look at the time. We've got about 20 minutes before I'll want to wrap it up. All right, so we need to go recover some ale casks. And if we happen to kill some Dunlendings while we're at it, great. That's just a win. There's an ale cask right next to a Dunlending Raider. No relation to the Las Vegas Raiders, though they're just as easily defeated, it would seem. I had no choice but to leave him tied up. I have to go retrieve the ale casks before I can get what I need from the quartermaster in order to lure the guy into committing a dereliction of duty, thus releasing Darvin. In the meantime, if Darvin, doesn't complain, that's all right. Oh, there's another ale cask. Wouldn't be surprised about the IU coach getting a lifetime supply of something for bringing that team around. Being literally the losingest program in Division I history into what they pulled off. I mean, we'll get the branches too, but where's... Okay, so he's got to find one more ale cask in this region. In this little... We're right in the area, so should be able to find one pretty easily. We're not finding one very easily. There it is. All right, so we get the branches, kill the looter, get the ale, get the scarn. Everybody wins. Well, except for the looter. The looter dies. That's not a win. So then we go back to the quartermaster. What is this? Our dear lost casks. You're a fine river hobbit indeed. I have no means to thank you enough, but should you need a drink, I will make certain you get your fill before the rest of these louts drain the ale dry.
Welcome.
You say that you need some ale for a friend of yours? Ha, but you did us a great favor, and I'm more than happy to indulge you. Here you go. You and your friend can drink to your health. All right, so place the ale in the guard's post when the shift changes. So we need to go back to where Darvin is up here. Right? Wow, my mysterious friend. It seems the lazy highborn lout who is supposed to relieve me is late as always. Do not suppose you'll be going anywhere for the minute or two? A convenient spot. Aren't you going to cut me loose? Oh, whatever your plan is, you'd better get out of sight. I see a guard coming up the hill.
So you fools thought to smear the name of Saruman, eh? Bah! You skulking woodsmen are no better than these Dunlending barbarians. Soon the alliance between my house and Isengard will ensure our fortune. You, on the other hand, will be enjoying a cell at Edoras until such time as... what's this? It seems that fate does indeed smile upon me today. Not only do I have the pleasure of seeing this fool of a ranger squirm, but it seems that my fellow guard has forgotten his ale on watch. Bottoms up. Ah, that is better. Where was I? Oh, yes, the high and mighty men of the Western Isle, kings of old. You don't look like much now, do you? Soon Saruman shall be lord of these lands, and my family will rule by his side from the seat of Edoras. No more begging for scraps from the table of Theoden.
Wow, this guy's nasty. And have time for nap. Nap time. Fool asleep, quickly, untie me. I see now. A clever plan indeed. This way. Farewell, Hilbern, till we meet again. All right. So now we need to do the Dunlending patrols. Hold on. So scouting the way is up there, and same with Sentries of the White Hand. We're going to not do that for now. So the Dunlending patrols are, okay, all along that southern road. And that's also going to be strike back, which is just still kill two more raiders. Then we go talk to Athelard. Sound like a deal? Oh, hold on. I'm getting several chats coming through now. Oh, no, I'm not. Just weird. They bounced up. All right. So let's go defeat some Dunlending patrols, shall we? We're going to hang a left out of here. Go defeat some patrols. A little bit Lord Farquaad. I see. Wow. I'm trying to remember some of his lines. Of course I know the Muffin Man. All right, so I need to defeat 4 of these elite guys, the Dunlending patrols. I need to find at least one more raider. No, 2 more raiders. So 3 patrols and 2 raiders. Some of you may die, but that is a sacrifice I am willing to make. I love that line. It is such a good job of that. I love that first movie. So good. I'm going to go ahead and use a perk to get some accelerated experience here to make it a little easier to get to 76. But we still need to find the raiders. So what we want to do here is do foes and look for Dunlending raiders. There's one. Up to the left. Is this a little village that I haven't seen? Oh, it's a Dunlending village. Well, let me get some Scarn because I won't be surprised if there's a raider in there. Look for a Dunlending raider. And there's one very far away. Really don't want to trigger the patrols if I don't have to. They are signatures after all. There's a raider. Bum bum ba dun 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 dun. Bum bum ba dun ba dun dun dun. The autumn wind is a pirate blustering in from sea. With a rollicking song, he sweeps along, swaggering boisterously. His face is weather-beaten, He wears a hooded sash, with a silver hat about his head, and a bristling black mustache. He growls as he storms the country, a villain big and bold, and the trees all shake and quiver and quake as he robs them of their gold. The autumn wind is a raider, pillaging just for fun. He'll knock you down and upside down and laugh when he's conquered and won. Oh, now I need to defeat the sentries. Gosh darn it. All right. Well, not yet. So we still have Scouting the Way and Sentries of the White Hand up in the Valley of the Wizard. We still have to talk to the guy down there, and then we've got River Watch. I think we're going to go ahead and do the epic at this point. I mean, I'm not expecting the Raiders to do much more than about 6 wins next year, if that, maybe 3. But if they've got Mendoza, it might help. You know, because getting a really good, I think I have to kill Raiders. So, oh no, I have to kill Sentries. Darn it, I didn't mean to kill you. You didn't have to die, man. You didn't have to. I wonder what lies Saruman told you to. You know, there. I think of like you know, when the Colts drafted Peyton Manning, they went 1-15 the next year. That was back when they still only had 16 games in a season. I had to think. And you know, I mean, I think like famously Troy Aikman won like I think 1 or 2 games in his first season. So I'm not worried about Mendoza being a good quarterback or not. I'm just worried about him staying alive. So anyway, what was that poem from? That is actually it's the Raiders thing. I don't know how it got written or whether it was written by NFL Films or what, but that's, or it might have been borrowed from something.
To make them stronger.
I'll look that up. Probably was borrowed from something, because I'll tell you what, Al Davis wasn't a poet. That was a poem by Steve Sable, who was the NFL Films co-founder, written in 1974. Old school NFL film stuff was the best. All right, so I'm supposed to talk to a Rohirrim footman and a Rohirrim archer. So remember, this is the small Aot in the middle of the river. So when they talk about the 2 different sides, right? They talk about this side coming down, the west side or the east side. So if you read about Grimbold and Elfhelm trying to figure out where to defend. What? How are you? No, you need to get out of here. You do not belong here, sir. The Aot. Why are you not coming to me? And why did I kill you? Like, that should have killed you right away. There we go. All right, let's talk to an archer.
If you believe you can best me in training, prove it is so.
Oh, I'm supposed to attack him. I thought I was supposed to, like, do a target practice or something. Okay.
I am ready to show you the strength of my arm.
Well, come on. Thank you for the melee, my friend. Thank you for kicking my butt in front of everybody.
Well, what do you think of their abilities?
It will have to do. You should find Rungar and help him with the training of his riders. He's to the north of Grimbold's camp. Okay. We'll just port over there. Yep. Climb every Aot, ford every stream.
My men are practicing a technique to help them fight from horseback.
A technique that will snare their opponents. With careful aim, my men can ensnare their enemies' legs with a thrown net. We will then keep the foemen from attacking until our footmen can close the distance. Gather up the nets they have already thrown and bring them to me. I will give them to new riders. This is something I must master if we are to be as effective as we must be. It's a nice idea, but I don't think you have time for that. with absolute deference and protectiveness with the Aerlingus, turning into me around you and Sean. Very good. Their skill throwing the nets is improving with each pass. Once they've mastered it, we will be better prepared to face any unmounted foe that comes. Theodred will wish to see you. He's someone in the camp to the south, I expect. Tell my prince that the riders are becoming more skilled at the technique he suggested, and that I have some craftsmen working on more nets.
We need every man to be ready, for what I have in mind is dangerous.
Your news is welcome, my friend. We need every man to be ready, for what I have in mind is dangerous. But the reward, should we prevail, could be significant. If we wait until Saruman's army is ready, we cannot hope to hold the fort against him. We do not have the men. Your report of the size of Saruman's force has it much larger than I feared. If we can catch him before he is ready, we might strike such a blow that his force will be sent into disarray. He is wise, yes, and is the wise man not cautious? He will see that we have taken him by surprise, and he will retreat behind his walls, and he will continue to grow his army until he is certain we cannot oppose him. Every day that goes by is a day in our favor. The size of his army is of no account as long as it stays within Isengard. Let it stay there forever. We must make him uncertain enough of his success that he never moves it. That is my proposal. If you're still willing to help us, Grimbold has asked that you ride with him. All right. We catch up. I know, the hope here. We'll take a quick look at the timeline when we get out. I want to take a look and see where we're at and what's going on in the rest of the Fellowship right now, because we talked about the timeline before. This is clearly right before the Battle of the Fords of Isen. He is like his father in this. He does not shy away from using his strength where it is necessary. I would like you by my side during this daring strike, Hilbern. We will plant the seed of doubt in Saruman's mind, and he may think twice before sending his army forth.
Prince Theodred's plans are set forth on the map table.
Study them to acquaint yourself with them. We will begin at dawn on the 25th. We will strike Saruman hard and fast, and use his own caution against him. So long as he thinks his army is not ready to march, and must remain behind the walls of Isengard, it will be of no threat to Rohan. So we're talking, of course, of February 25th. I'm not going to travel right now. It's too late. We're going to do the instances next week. So let me go ahead and drop some of these things into shared storage. Actually, what I'll do is a few minutes of crafting, if y'all don't mind. First thing, though, we're going to go ahead and put the materials that I don't need to craft. Actually, let's do the ones I do need first. The birch, Kalinard Scarn, Kalinard hides, okay. Everything else will go into my materials for other crafters, like my scholar will want the weathered Dunlending scraps, the Gondorian, whatever. My jeweler does not need those. And we'll put those runes in the legendary item folder. All right, everything else. Oh, the marked furs are a task, so let's not forget that. Let me see if there's something in here that I can remove from the carry-all. Preferably something that I don't have very many of, right? Like 2 or 3 of something. Well, there's a metal sword sheath. We'll just remove that. And we'll drop the marked furs in there. Is that also the blotchy skins are one? So let's drop these silky filths. Those are in the troll shaws. I don't need those.
What about his legs? You don't need those.
Okay. I know I need to do better inventory management than that, but that'll work for now. So now we're going to sell all the junk that's still in our pocketses. And then, oh, what's this? Oh, the quest from whence they came. Okay, we'll hold on to that. In the meantime, I wonder if I needed to use that in the cave. I wonder if that's what happened. In the meantime, since this is my home, I can go to my house and do some crafting, and we'll chat if there are any other questions while I'm doing that. Prime 51 or subscriber on P51 asked, have I done this part of the epic previously? You know, it's funny because some of it seems familiar, but I know that Durthal is the only one who has come into this area, but I don't think I have. I know I've seen the Fords before, but I think I've seen the Fords after the battle. Yeah, Durthal is still before. He's actually supposed to take the food to the prisoner. So he's about to get taken prisoner in Isengard, which is really exciting. Always wanted to do that. Oh, hey, while I'm here, let me get some ingredients. It's a subscriber crate, and when I use it, I get 6 universal ingredient packs. You do that every day and end up with quite a bit of crafting material. But anything you make with those packs is locked to your account. You can't like make it and sell it on the auction house. All right, so let me go into my my vault, and we're gonna do the birch sapwood branches, the logs of birchwood, Kalinard hides, chunks of scarn, chunks of high grade scarn. We actually can do some Rittermark stuff now that we've opened it up. All right, so let's go to the Forester one, and we'll do some more birch tar, which is from the birch sapwood branch. And we'll do some more leathers. It's nice to have that VIP speed so it can move really quickly. But do feel free on asking any questions in the meantime. Boosted the level of a character using a special gift to the Valar. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I have Valard a couple characters. Halagrimized Valard, yes, that's correct. So I jumped from, I forget where. I think he was in his 40s. So you can still see I need a lot more branches to get to, well, except, hold on a minute. You know what I can do? I can grab the boards. Let's see. It helps if I can see things. All right. So what I need in order to make the advanced materials, which would be like the glazed leathers and the solid boards, is lumps of rich wax. So I'm going to call my supplier here. Hello, supplier. Are you going to show up on top of the sign again? Where are you? Come on. I called you. It's time to come to work. There you are. All right.
I haven't slept in days.
She's such a complainer. Lump of rich wax. So the lump of rich wax is for crafting, a thing that you buy that enables you to take your base material that you've refined one time. So the birch logs that I've turned into thin birch boards, and it enables you to turn them into the next step. And you get additional points for that, additional XP and additional crafting XP. So I'm going to get some rich wax, and I'm going to go ahead and, we might as well just use all of them. I don't, it's not like I'm going to be a tailor or anything. I'll just turn the glazed Kalinard leather into, or the brushed into glazed, and then the glazed into finished. And you can see that that's building up my XP here to get to the point where I'm a master of the Westfold tier. Katie says, at least I don't treat my supplier like I treat Samwise Gamgee. I have the ability to summon Sam, and you can ask him, and he gives you a little snack, like some potatoes or some carrots or a fish. And when he gives me something useless, I actually use the slap emoji on him because I think it's funny. Now we're going to go ahead and make some solid birch boards out of the thin birch boards. And basically, we're just doing this until I get to the 1360 craft XP point on this. And when I do, then I'll never have to extract that, again, either the Kalanard leather or the birch logs. I will only go after the scarn. There we go. So now I can be called a Westfold Master Forester. I don't really want to be called that. So because I don't need that anymore, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the log of birchwood, the drops of birch tar, and I'm going to put those in my craftsman material so that my actual tailor can use the brushed leather, my woodman, my wood, my shared storage is full. Well, that's awful. Yeah, it's because I've not gone through here. Well, that's just terrible. All right, I'll just buy some more space. How do I keep my crafters straight in my head? Well, there's the ones that oh, can I not seriously get any more storage? There's a limit there, isn't there? I'm already at it. I can get more vault space. All right. I just need to go through here at some point and clean this up. Not something you all need to deal with. So let's go ahead and just a single hide. I'm just going to get rid of a single hide and a single log because I don't want that taking up my inventory space. I'll give those away at some point. Now let's open up the one that's much harder to do, which is the prospector tier. So you were asking about how I keep them straight. There are gathering crafting professions like forester and prospector. Every one of that I have is, you're going to have some of those, either forester, prospector, or scholar or farmer. And then you have the ones that use those materials. So like a metalsmith, a weaponsmith, a woodworker. And I only have one of each of those that's leveled up. So I always remember that, oh, Halligrim is my tailor, or Durthal is my woodworker and weaponsmith. Frothrun is my scholar. So, you just eventually, that's the one character that's going to make the things like jewelry or armor or weapons. So, all right, let's go ahead and smelt some ingots. I only have 20. Oh, because I recently just got proficiency. That's right. All right, we're going to extract some of the high grade stuff as well. And now, because I have achieved proficiency at Westfold, I can work on the East Emnet tier, which is the Rittermark stuff. But if I had a ton of it and I was able to get to 760 XP, I wouldn't be able to work anymore because I can't work on the mastery of that tier until I have mastered the previous tier. So let's go ahead and crank out all those ingots, and then we'll call it a night. I mean, we'll go to chat, of course. Hassel asks, what modern day sports do I think would be popular in Middle Earth? Soccer. I don't know about American football. I mean, it's too equipment dependent. Everything's got to be, it would have to not be equipment dependent. So you couldn't do, like Formula One. What's the one battle you'd want to talk about or talk with Brett about in Tolkien's works that you haven't yet? And the battle or militaristic formation you want to ask about in the real world. Okay. Well, if we have him on this season, it's going to be to talk about the disaster of the Gladden Fields. And so we'll talk a little bit about the action that happened there. I'd have to think about that. There are a lot of other, I like talking more about army movement. I might actually, I would like to talk to him about all the stuff that happened in Eregion in the Second Age, with Sauron coming through the gap of Kalanarthon and attacking Eregion, and then Elrond's forces coming from Lindon, and then them not having enough to, I mean, like all of that stuff. That would be interesting. That would be interesting. Hassel, how many tiers? A lot. I will pop onto one of my other crafters. I don't remember how many. It's a lot. So see, I'm already halfway to proficiency of East Emnet, and I haven't really done much. That's just leftovers from previous previous folk. I will have to, at some point between now and next Tuesday, go in here and do some inventory management. In the meantime, let me pull up one of my other crafters just so you can see. And yeah, in terms of formations, I definitely want to talk about the stuff that we see in the Disaster of the Gladden Fields. I don't remember the names of the formations, but we talk about that. Naked Marathon? Why naked? They have clothes in Middle Earth. Good God, man, what is wrong with you? All right. let's hop in on Halogram, because even though I'm not near a crafting spot, I don't need to pull up the thing. Yeah. Naked Hobbits and Tom Bombadil. That's fair. That's always one of the kind of creepy moments. Bunch of naked hobbits running around on the grass. Get your clothes on, man. All right. So let me pull up his tiers. So as a tailor, so you can see that where I was with, because he's also a prospector and a forester. So where Hilbern is, right? He's opened up Westfold, and he's mastered Westfold Forester, and he's working on mastery of the prospector tier. But above Westfold and East Emnet, you've got all of these: West Emnet, Anorian, Doomfold, Ironfold, Minas Ithil, Gundabad, Umbar, and now Sul Madash. So quite a few levels. But the stuff that you can make, I mean, like as a tailor, for instance, I can make some pretty decent armor. The Etched Embari Guild gloves, right? They're automatically teal level stuff. You've got to be 150 to equip them. They're actually what I have currently equipped. And here, of course, you look at those numbers, plus 2,000 to crit, 3,000 physical mastery, and then you can slot in 3 essences. So you can really do some nice stuff with gear at the higher levels. All right. It is so much fun to explore all the things. It's like, I still have to learn stuff. Like, I don't know how to do end game raids. I don't know how to do, I'm terrible on my war steed. And that's going to be fun. I don't remember what level that shows up, but you're going to get to see Hilbern riding like he's a drunk horse driver. Let's go ahead and exit the game. And then I'm going to switch. There we go. Turn that off. Oh, man. All right. Let me bring that chat window over, and we'll start to wind down a little bit. So is there anything that I missed in chat, Katie? I'm just scrolling up here, but no, Katie, I'm not going to make them endure me organizing my inventory space. Yeah. It's a good question about the battles, and there's so much to talk about. I think I had such a good time talking about the battle where the Wayne Riders came in and defeated the king and his sons, and all of that. That was so much fun. Don't ask me for specific. I was thinking of the elf that got chased off the waterfall. Yeah. Little Cyros, yeah. Good, Holly. I'm glad that you learned something new each time you watch the playing. That's the thing. I mean, that's why, like, when I first got a legendary, it was really fun to kind of talk through, how do we spec legendaries? What are essences? How do we work these things? And I'm looking forward to doing that again when we get to level 81. Right now I'm at 76, so 5 more levels and we can do it again. Well, that's the thing. When you were starting out, Katie, if I had taught you about LIs and crafting would have been similar, but LIs were radically different back then. I mean, radically different. Oh, yes, that is Big Head Allen. Let me show the stream. Forgot about that. Yes. My apologies. The YouTubers and Twitchers can now talk to each other. Is that what Twitchers? Greatest military commander in the War of the Ring. That's a tough call. I mean, is not Saruman. You almost want to say the Witch King, because he's very good with the forces that he has, and he deploys them just perfectly. And I think Katie's got it. Book Denethor really is good. Film Denethor makes him look like an idiot. Go charge a fortified city with cavalry, but Book Denethor is much wiser. I gotta say, Book Theoden knows his stuff though too, in terms of how he splits his Aerids, how he clears out. It's a question of what do you do with the forces you have? So it's a tough call. But yeah. And it depends. I mean, you're talking strategy high level, like Sauron holding armies in reserve and maneuvering the Corsairs, in theory, up the Anduin. Or are we talking like actual battlefield commander, like tactical flow of battle, moving unit size forces around? At that point, neither Sauron nor Book Denethor. At that point, you'd probably be talking Theoden. Any other questions before we wrap up for the evening? I know, movie Theoden. Yeah. Movie Theoden, movie Denethor, they all get short shrift. Nowhere near as bad as movie Faramir. Lewis Hamilton. Look, I all due respect to Lewis Hamilton. That's not stretch. Yeah, it is a bummer. I mean, the way the films they especially treat Denethor. They turn him into just a slobbering fool, and he wasn't. The other F1 drivers, in terms of Middle Earth character, I don't know that. Yeah, that's a tough one. I'm sure you would follow Lewis to Mordor. Yeah, I don't know. Max is Aomer, probably. Alonso is Imrahil. But see, that's not too many folks are going to get all those. Yeah, if they showed Denethor's Palantir, that would have worked. Movie Faramir, the character was great, just the way he reacted to the ring. You're right about that. What's above the PPP Plays logo? Oh, is that's Bilbo at his desk? No, I'm just traveling for work. Yeah, that's I'm pretty sure you're talking. Oops. I accidentally bumped my my Streamer X. I'm not using a funny voice, am I? I'm not using it. No, I'm not. Good. Okay. How would I explain to friends and family what a moot is and why you'd be going? A moot, the first thing I do is I explain that a moot is an Old English word that means meeting or gathering, right? So that's what it is. And it's kind of like an academic gathering where people present papers and do academic talks on Tolkien, but it's also a fan gathering. So imagine like half, classroom setting and half fan convention with a whole lot of just fun, goofy silliness around. That's how I would explain. As to why I'm going, I just told you. You get great papers, you get fan stuff, and you get fun time together. So thank you, Nate. Enjoy LotRO. Oh, excuse me. School, but fun school. It's not bad. Yep. It's those in a family reunion. Well, I can't say I'm looking forward to doing the instances next week because I won't be here on Saturday to do the stream. So we'll be here next Tuesday, I should say, to do those instances. I have a feeling bad things are going to happen to Theodred. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the thing here. So first battle, yeah, it's the 25th is the next day, and that's the day. That's the day of the battle of the first battle of the Fords of Isen. So Theodred will die tomorrow in game. What's happening with the Fellowship at the same time is the company passes the Argonath and is camping at Parth Galen. The next day is the breaking of the Fellowship. So that gives you an example of where we are on the timeline. Make all the references and people will actually get them. That's quite true, Dan. Yeah, you got a bunch of that Captain America meme. I got that reference. Definitely nothing like being around your people. And that's why moots are so great. I agree. Do I think Mithril was made by Morgoth? No. He did raise the Hithaiglir, but it would have been something that Aule would have had something to do with. Not Morgoth. I did go to Parthgalen. It wasn't for the Breaking of the Fellowship. It was just like to the location. I had a high level character that I wanted to go and explore that region with, and like see the Argonath and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah. The pub trivia was pretty brutal. Sorry about that, Nate. All right. Any more questions? Then I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up for the evening. I think actually, Katie, yeah, you did. You're like, you got to come see this, and we pulled one of my Vallard characters over there. It's pretty there. That's for sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the thing. Morgoth can only corrupt, so I don't think he would have been able to make the Mithril. That's very much an Aule thing. It really is. All those iconic places, you know, seeing Minas Tirith for the first time in game, seeing Medjugorje for the first time in game, seeing, oh heck, even when you first start out as a brand new player, like, you know, 18 years ago when I first rolled a Hobbit and walked around the Shire and saw the party tree, you know, or saw the field where the party tree was, that was just glorious, right? I mean, just the experience of being in these places, encountering Bilbo's stone trolls before you get over to Rivendell. Lothlorien. I mean, Rivendell. My goodness, finally finding that little valley and getting your way down, and the music, and I mean, it's all just glorious. Heck, even the very first time I got to Bree, it felt like a huge relief because the old forest had been terrifying to me. And so walking up to that west gate of Bree and walking up the road to find the prancing pony was just, oh, so good. So good. Yeah. Walking around the Shire that still brings back memories. I remember my first character was Durthal, and of course he was a human. So he started out in the you know, Archit and Coombe storyline. But then Halagrim was my second, and I started him pretty early on, and I wanted to roll a Hobbit character. And man, I just couldn't stop playing because it was the Shire. It was so cool. Numinous, Everswim, yep. Yeah. It is just, and that's why I don't worry about like, oh, you know, the gaming aspect of it, like, oh, I leveled up too much. Like, I did put the Stone of the Tortoise on because I wanted to make things a little more on level for streaming purposes. But if you're over leveled in the game, who cares? It's about experiencing the story. So, yeah. Kirion and Eorl. Kirion and Eorl? Where the heck is that? I didn't think they'd have license for that. That's awesome. Yeah, the tapestries in Medjugorje, all that stuff in Medjugorje that Mike Drought had to. Oh, the statue. I thought you get to like do a like an instance or a, you know, session play where you are one of Kirion's guards or something like that. Yeah, the stuff in Medjugorje is great. The stuff on the floor where you've got like the old, it's just it's everything about it. The detail they pour into this game. I don't think there's really anything that's makes it so clearly a labor of love as the detail that you see in all of that. I mean, yes, at its roots, it's still a game. There's still a lot of fetch quests and kill X number of this creature and things like that. But the environment is absolutely breathtaking so many times. Yeah. Thank you, Horn of Chehalis. The PPP moot this year really was fantastic. And a big kudos to Katie for helping me get that to happen. Yeah. Really, really good. So moots are great. Yeah. Save your pennies, come to the next one. We are not sure when it's going to happen, but we'll figure it out. One thing we know is we are not going to try to compete against Tolkien 27. So whenever they announce that, we'll make sure we're several months away from it one way or the other. Yeah. Oh, yeah, the auroras in Forachel. Well, Forachel is as a whole, it's like just huge, you know? It feels like this entire region is just so big and massive, and you're just tiny and helpless against all of it. Yeah. I could do with less Angmar. I could do with less Angmar. Oh, man. You're right. How can you save pennies? That's a very good point. Oh, man. I forgot about that. Save your nickels. Ah. Save your nickels. The good news is you only have to save 20% as many nickels. Yeah, Nate, that's definitely the thing. Like, as you play through the game and you experience these places, the next time you read, you're like, oh, I remember where that is. And, you know, just as the films have made certain places stick in our minds, I mean, like, it's very hard for me to see the Council of Elrond, for instance, as taking place any place other than where it takes place in the films. But there are other places that in my head are as they appear in game. So, well, Nate, you wouldn't be able to do that because you have to pay ahead of time, actually. So we can't do that. But you can buy your merch with coin if you want. I'm fine with that. Yeah, Dan, it is. It's definitely, especially, you know, pick your starting character, pick your character based on what you want to experience first. You know, a regular Hobbit in the Shire, I would recommend as opposed to the River Hobbit, though that's a fun starting line as well. You could do an elf and start down in Duilons. There are all sorts of, just, you know, kind of think that through. And then if you have access to Before the Shadow, that's a really good really good thing. What am I supposed to not tell them? Oh no, what did I tell them? Oh, I didn't mean pay for it with actual nickels. I meant cash, like a $20 bill. I was thinking coin is in like coin of the realm, not actual physical coins. No, don't pay it only coin. You will get in trouble. I will send Katie after you for sure. Yeah, the intro story for the High Elves pretty good. Pretty good. So's the one for the other dwarves. The other dwarves is another good one. But yeah, I think the High Elves is pretty cool. All right. Well, folks, thank you so much for joining me tonight. It really was fun. A lot of good times talking through this. As always, hanging out with y'all is a fun time. So, oops. I almost crashed the stream by trying to close my other browser window. I almost closed the whole browser. So I will see you all again next Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific. We'll go ahead and do these instances here that presumably lead us to the Battle of the Fords of Ison. So thanks again, everybody. Really appreciate your time tonight. And if you haven't yet done it, please like the stream on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe on Twitch. I think just follow, and we'll see you all next time. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful night.